live or broadcasting Stanley Parable, the new one. I've already done the ending. Done an ending where you go between Firewatch and Rocket League, fall into the pit. I've gotten that ending. And then gotten the ending where I die from jumping off the lift and stuff. And don't question the title, just don't. But I decided, so I was trying to make a video on it, but didn't work, so all this was for nothing, so I'll just stream what now I can do.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor.
I lied.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, I think you have to get like 4 endings. I'll listen to this.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So I'm going to stupid door. No. That stupid door can't close.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Garfield?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
This is MTV.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet.
This is where,
no
if I can't make it to the poop bucket, I poop in this corner. I want to talk about what I use that ranch for.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
That's what I put my barf up with. This is my barf corner.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Broom. My broom. Sound like an idiot. Is this the one from Team Fortress?
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me, because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
These walls are so
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
That wasn't British, but sounded British.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Well, you're not wrong, but what if I don't want to get out of this?
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed in front of your screen. Well, in a situation like this, The responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Okay, I'm second player.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Oh, he smells like cheese. Oh, what's in here?
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to.
Oh, yeah.
A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Here you go, monkey. I sound like freaking autistic. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Downstairs. Nah. Down. No. I'll go upstairs. I'll listen to him. Oh, hell yeah. I'm glad no one's watching this. I'm glad no one's going to watch this. Damn, that's a loud door. Yeah, so, your appointment? Down the hall.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
3, 2, 1, 4, 9. 1, 2, 69.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Alright, I'll do it with my eyes closed.
2845.
I heard a beep. Am I close?
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, what did he do?
Oh. Can I? Loading.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
This is scary. I don't like this. I'm going back.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me.
Yes, stupid.
Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out. Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator.
Maybe
it's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Okay.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
I don't know. This is so scary.
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again?
No.
Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
I'm getting murdered. What's up here? What can be up here? Okay. What's in here? Yeah, Jesus!
Oh my God. It's the boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a time out here for a minute while I process this.
Okay. One of those. Where is it?
Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No! No, wait! No! I need more time to process.
Take your time. Well, here, I'll tell you about my amiibos. I have Bowser and Link. That's it. That was my tour. You guys want to hear my Lego Mario?
All right.
Okay.
I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley. Of course, going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
Cool! I wasn't really listening. I'll go out. Psych, I lied. I'm not going out. I'm going back up. Stupid. Damn it. That was quick.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow?
Okay, I'm gonna get water
There
then.
we go. Isn't this so
That
much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises, to have to think and to anticipate, and then to marvel at the eventual reveal? This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years, and it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley. Because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know. People look up to you. Which is why I didn't know when to spring this on you, but I've gathered a little press conference for you, so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh, good, we're here. Okay, the room where we're holding you.
No, I want to go back in.
Just around the corner here somewhere.
Story? Stanley? Story? Wait. Storyteller Stanley. I can't read that. World healthiest human being. All tricks revealed. How we did it. The pyramids. Live. The guy who went to Mars. All eyes on Stanley. Live on stage. World's...
Ah, yes, here it is, just through this door.
That's the Minecraft sound. World first science machine. Stanley Parable. Stanley tonight live on stage. World first science machine. I'm not reading all these.
All right, are you ready?
Stop with the Minecraft door.
A little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry. You'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay. It looks like they're ready for you. Go get them.
I'm gonna get them. Yes. Oh, yeah. Brittany, I see you. Bob. I'm gonna speak. Still had half the song of I Want It That Way to sing. God damn it. What? Damn it, it was all a dream.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
I don't know. So this is the new stuff. I don't remember anything from the new stuff. I've watched a little bit on Jacksepticeye on it, but that's all I know. I'm pretty sure this just goes back to the first Stanley Parable, but I won't spoil it.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
VR Help Wanted.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Don't hit it.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Me too.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
It's reminding me of something. Hello?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if the... oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right.
Jump circle.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Yep. Feel the burn. Dun. Jump like a hopping lizard. Feel that burn. Dun dun dun. Da da.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content.
Oh, yeah.
There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping.
What the?
Is this what passes for exciting new content?
The car alarm's
If this
going
is
off,
new
that's
content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Is that it? This isn't right. I love lasagna. This isn't right.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Among Us. I'll follow him there. Among Us, Among Us, Among Us, Among Us, sus. Among Us, sus. Among Us, sus. Sus, Among Us, Among Us.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something.
Parable.
Oh, the waste.
Stanley Parable. Stanley Parable. 2013. There's Stanley. There's his office. Stanley Parable. I'm reading all of that. Go outside, don't play the game. Don't play for 5 years. Oh yeah. It's possible to get this achievement. I don't have it, but when I played the version on a computer, they probably have it. I don't want to read all of this, but oh hey look, it's when when Stanley dies. I got the shivers. Is that the couch? Oh, it's Sienna.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable.
Water.
Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
That really makes a thing, no. That 2013, this game, oh hey look, it's the original. In 2013, how the game was so good and everyone loved it, and now a lot of people just forgot about it. There's Stanley and what is her name? I can't remember. Like, everyone loved it, and then
here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect.
Only
it didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
Serious. Oh yeah, and there's a serious room where if you did a cheat, you would go in there for a couple minutes, and then if you did it again, you'd go in there for like 1,000 trillion years.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh, no. Oh, God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. Oh. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Funny. He's the most funniest person alive.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did.
No,
but maybe it wasn't.
Years after it was.
Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
A skip?
A skip button. Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer standard. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people, and if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. But the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy... Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes. It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again.
Okay.
I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window, or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall?
Okay.
Oh. Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door.
Oh no,
there's just you
my cat
and the
is
button,
gonna step
and if
on
you
the
keep
button.
pressing it, I have... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even... Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you.
Two. I'll talk to my chair. Hello, Mr. Chair. Okay, yeah. There's a bomb! Oh, press it again, I'm scared.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said...
mental breakdown. Stop. Narrator?
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the
end,
is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never...
Narrator? I'll skip it one more time. Oh god. Reminds me of Portal 2 for some reason. Button again, I'm scared. Oh, whoa. Oh god. Narrator still alive. Okay. Oh, what? No, it's really like Portal 2. How long has it been? How long? One more time. No. It's a button, please. Button. What? Came on by now. Oh. Well, okay. Sin I have created. Okay. Well, that was quite of a thing, and no one's watching it. That's it? That's it. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Huh. Whoa, hold up. New content.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
What? Why is there orange? Oh, that light. I'm gonna be here for a while. I'll try and play it for an hour. I'll try to play for an hour and see what else I can do. Play for an hour and see.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2. Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Taste the sequel. New and tasty.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
They're back. They're back. 2 doors. Why is this on like a... Why is it on Google Slides? The Stanley Parable 2. The Stanley Parable 2. The Stanley Parable 2. The Stanley Parable 2. Or the Stanley 2 Parable. The Stanley Thank for fat guy. Attention my what? Attending my meeting? I don't know. Tutu. Oh, there's two Stanleys.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Wow.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
The button that says the player's name. The player that is playing the game. That's weird. I want to go to the bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal, perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest,
take a picture.
It's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Well, those good pictures.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more awaits you in the Stanley Parable 2.
I get the insurance bucket!
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
No.
That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Okay, what's my name? What's my name? Say my name.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want?
Too big,
and of
too
course,
small, just
the
right.
first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as
the button
people.
that says the player.
So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button, which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature.
I just got back home from
work.
work.
Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust.
Okay.
Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
Yes.
If so, then please step forward and press the button.
I'm Jim with a bucket. Oh my God!
Yes, you see, what a thrill, what a rush!
God,
that was you.
My name.
The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Yeah.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Okay day. Those doors back. Okay. Back to being idiot Jake. Time to go upstairs and see
I
what's
suppose I
upstairs.
could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable too. That would actually save me the work of finishing. An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Wasn't he looking at us? Oh, he's turning. 3 new plus easy trophies. I want easy trophies. Yeah. Free trophies. Pull the lever, receive your new trophy. No more steps, it just works.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the trophy... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Boring! Okay, no free trophies, apparently. Not yet.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen
The
yet?
jumping circle!
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait.
Damn it.
You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
Damn it. That's it. Jump circle. This map. Free trophies. Button that says your name. Merch. Big hole. Where is the merch? 5. I'm here. Merch would be over here. Up here. What is this?
Collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Uh... 106. Are those things gonna be moving? Oh. Collect them all.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Yeah. So annoying. What's that? Another screenshot. Is this the NFT
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Oh, wait. Get well someday. Happy 12th birthday. Get well someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you
like the
knew
guy
which
from
one you
Call of
actually
Duty.
really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is. Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
Oh, merch! Let me buy some. No, okay. Baby, he's all grown up. do I go? Where is jump circle? Infinity hole. Where's the infinity hole? Okay. So if I'm here, and it's the jumping circle, right? And yes. So if I go down more, up. So it's right there. Infinity circle. I went there. So here.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly
Ooh.
fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like.
No, oh God.
A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Great.
Okay.
Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Oh, I'm back in.
Okay, and I guess we're back in the hole now. Did you really need to see it again? I
Yes.
don't know what else there is to say, Stanley. It's an infinite hole. It's exactly what you're doing right now, but forever. There really are so many other fascinating exhibits that I've prepared for you. I really spent quite a lot of time on all this, and I would very much like to show you some more of them. How about we go ahead and press that teleport button again so we can get back to what's really important about... Oh, goodness. Well, this is rather embarrassing, Stanley. I'll be honest with you. I truly did not believe that anyone would actually stay in the hole long enough to hit the bottom. Yes, I know, I told you the hole was infinite, but come on. Who actually wants to fall forever? The hole was plenty deep. It was more than deep enough, in my opinion. Maybe it's you who likes falling too much. Maybe you're the problem.
Hey, I'm not.
Look,
Okay.
things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just
I
put
didn't.
all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button
Okay.
to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna jump in there because they're probably not gonna say anything. I wonder if I waited, if I would hit the bottom. Okay. Time to see what else there is. What else is there to see? 'Cause I want to see everything. So, A-Night collectibles. I already got that queue. Free trophies, button that set merch. What's the hashtag? Colon? B. B is button that says the player's name. E. Exit. I don't want to exit just yet. Where even is the exit? Oh, right there. Okay. I don't want to exit just yet. Employee. It's by the merch. Oh, okay. What, did they change it to mostly infinite hole now? I think I've seen everything, so I'm going to... Oh yeah, it does say mostly now. Wait, if... Oh no, it still says... You know what? I'm going to the exit now. I think I've seen everything. And I don't think all the there's not going to be collectibles. I'm pretty sure they're just joking around about.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Yes. There's probably more stuff. I just can't bother. Oh, screenshotting.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh.
I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
More of the same thing.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, this is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Ooh. What if it's just the first game? It's just the ending. It's the first game. It's just they leave you there thinking you're gonna be there. The Stanley Parable 2. Holy crap! It's like. What? Is it gonna be like an entire different new game now? Can I go back?
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-ripping, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
Is this gonna be
He had been
like
at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation.
I'm not seeing
Something
anything
was
different
very
other than
clearly
balloons.
wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, balloon.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Do you still...
Oh, please.
Okay, yeah, he's
Are
still
you really
that.
just doing this for the trophy?
So...
Click a door 5 times? Is that all
We
you
got
think
the
a trophy is
achievement
worth?
game.
No, I got... Stanley felt the bucket calling to him, begging him to pick it up.
Where?
Why was he not doing it?
Bucket!
Stanley picked up the bucket.
I got a bucket!
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Oh, listen.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket.
Yeah,
I know
you're right.
how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
What's in the bathroom?
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Found something!
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
I did it
Even
wrong.
now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
Oh, I messed it up.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Oh, hey, look at that!
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? Or What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Another one. No, okay. I might go back. I'll go down. I won't go back up. I'm gonna do how the game is supposed to be intended. And hopefully not having to do all that stuff over again. I can just go right. Maybe this, I'm pretty sure the Stanley Parable 2 is gonna be. You're gonna be able to.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate.
But like, it's still gonna have the old.
It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Yay.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
For the Stanley back there. No, okay, no. There will not be a Stanley. Button.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
487, I think I was. 487, right? No, 427. Yeah, I'm not there. I was right. 427. What's this?
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good.
What did I do? Did I do something bad?
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to please.
So cool. Wait.
What? Wait.
What?
What was happening?
Wait.
Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket.
Me and this
needed
bucket
the
are gonna be
soothing
best
warmth.
friends. No, it's closing!
Though
No!
only lens walked apart with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Well, I think I'm gonna stop now, but I'll think about streaming again tomorrow. Hopefully get some viewers. But yeah, I'll quit to the main menu. And everyone of the time of day your day have timed. Good day. Oh, hold on. Hold it.